Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live free plays for today's card. And on today's show, we'll have picks for you here from the NBA. It's another 7-game card for you. College basketball, getting some conference action in for you as well. For you here on the ice. Gotta wait for football until the weekend on Monday. So, guys, appreciate your viewing here on the show. But give us some help and give us that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Really helps us build our audience when you do that. Set those notifications with 5 live shows on our channel. You don't want to miss any of them. All of our live shows, our chat interacts. So you can interact with us here in the chat room. So we'll meet the cappers and get right to the fixes. We don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Jorge, what's going on?
Mute.
You're on mute there, Jorge.
Yeah, no, it's all right, Tony. Coming still recovering from my holiday travels flu, the super flu that's going around. So just been taking it easy, diving into college basketball. Crazy NFL weekend. There was more league changes in the first week of this year than any year ever in 2 days. Technically 3 days, but mostly 2 days. Truly, this is the first year you could say that it's up for grabs in the NFL. Anybody could win it. I think the best long shot is probably the Texans. And if the Texans do it, and the reason I say that is they're built like a Parcells football team, from back in the day. You don't need a big, flashy quarterback, and the defense is just atrocious, man. So it's that defense could be one of the best ever. And, of course, they'll have to go and win it. But they get probably the best value shot on the board.
Looks that way, no doubt. The way they've looked, and the way they've battled playoff teams. You look at them. I think one of the best playoff records left in these playoffs. They've battled these playoff teams pretty good. Say hello, El Ninos. What's going on, El?
Well, finally took a loss there on the premium side. Would have been pretty nice, I guess, to go on a 10-0 run, but 9-1 last 10. I'll take that and try to bounce back today.
All right. Yeah. We all looked at bounce it back for me. I had a rough one yesterday, but we'll look to bounce it back today on today's card. So we'll get going here on the Tony's Morning Show. We'll start here with the NBA. Another 7-game card. We'll do 2 blocks, 1 of 4 and 1 of 3. We start with Raptors and Pacers. Raptors here laying 2.5 on the road, total 232-23. Cavs and Sixers. Sixers favored here, 1.5, total 237. Jazz and Bulls. Bulls 2.5 on the back-to-back. The rest of Jazz here are getting about just a couple and a half here, total 243. We'll end the block with the degenerate game, Nets Pelicans. It's Nets 2 on the road. We're seeing 1.5s pop up, total 228. We'll take a look at the injury report here for these group of games. Let me go ahead and just refresh it to make sure we get a fresh look at it here. If there's no changes here. Toronto and Indiana, we're going to have RJ Barrett out, Hepburn, Portal, and Walter also out here for Toronto. Mamu Kalashali is also out there. Probable there for Toronto. For Indiana, no Jackson, no Mathurin, no Toppin. Cleveland and Philadelphia, we got Livingston, Strus, and Wade out. Edgecombe, Embiid, George are probable for the Sixers. Brooklyn and New Orleans, we've got Highsmith and Zaire Williams out for Brooklyn. For New Orleans, no Alvarado, no Murray. Jones is questionable. Jazz and Bulls. The rest of Jazz team, Love and Yang out. Harkless probable. For Chicago, Collins, Giddey, Phillips, White out. We start with Jorge.
I see Collins is day-to-day and White is day-to-day. Where are you seeing? Maybe you have a better update than I do.
The Roto here. Roto Ryer's telling me that.
I haven't tried them yet. All right. I like Chicago.
Sorry, you're right. White is probable. I'm sorry. We're going after yesterday's. That's right. You are right there.
Yeah, and I grew up with Zach Collins' dad. I kind of follow him a little bit just to see where he's at, and he's great off the bench. He's actually a really good bench guy to come out, and he's actually an all-around player that gets 15 minutes. So if him back, it actually helps their front court quite a bit, which is kind of weak. Utah. So they came off a beating, and they went out and beat up Cleveland. But ironically, over their last 2 out of 3 games, I don't know if it's an anomaly or not. It might. They held their opponents to like 112, 114 points. Besides their blowout. So maybe give a little bit of effort, or they get the right rotations on defense and lean to Utah, Chicago under 243.
Yeah, from Jorge on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, kind of like the Cavs over the Sixers. There should be a good one. Both teams pretty healthy here. But again, Cavs won 4 of the last 5 meetings, and just again, if you go up and down these rosters, I think they are the more talented group. Although the Sixers do have a pretty good team themselves, but I'll give the edge to the Cavs in that one. And excuse me, I'll take the Bulls at home here over the Jazz. Again, with White back in the lineup, I think should help them out a little bit. And I'll take that home court advantage there for Chicago.
Yeah, from Alnita, that's how I think about these games. Yeah, I'll look at the Sixers. Cavaliers on paper have talent, but just not performing. They're 8-9 on the road this year. Just a +1.5 net rating in their road games. They missed a cover in 5 of 6 spots of poor shooting and defense. Sixers have covered 6 of 8 with good defense here. And you look here at the Cavs, really not defending the 3-point line at all over the past 2 weeks, giving 44% from 3. I'll look at Philadelphia in that spot. Yeah, I'll look at this resurgence from the Pacers here at the plus price here. I don't like Toronto without R.J. Barrett in the lineup. They've just been on a bad streak here without Barrett in the lineup here. Pacers have covered 6 of 8 with good defense. Toronto over the past 2 weeks shooting just 44%, 27% from 3. That tells you how much they missed Barrett in the lineup. Pacers have shot the ball very well, hitting their threes and holding teams to 30% from 3 over the past 2 weeks. I'll look at the Pacers in that one. And I'll agree with the Bulls here. I think this is too much respect for the Jazz. I know the Jazz have those spots where they cover spreads, but I want them as big dogs, not as short dogs here. I know it's back-to-back, but it looks like the Bulls will have some of their guys back tonight. Bulls covered two straight. The Jazz here have not hit the 3 ball very well over the past 2 weeks at 33%. And overall, giving up 49% shooting. So the defense is the concern here for me with the Jazz. So I'll take Chicago at this short number. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Close out NBA with these final 3. Nuggets and Mavs. It's the Nuggets here. Let's see. We're seeing the Mavericks 1.5 now. Total 226.5. Knicks and Kings. It will be the Knicks 11 on the road. Total 229.5. Wizards and Clippers. Here we've got the Clippers 12.5, total 225. Let's take a look at the injuries here in this block of games. Denver and Dallas, we've got Bates, Braun, Johnson, Jokic. Actually, Spencer and Jones and Gordon are both probable now. Braun is questionable, so is questionable status here for Denver. So some of their back-to-back guys look like they're questionable here there, but we know Jokic and Valanciunas is still out. For the Mavs, we've got Davis out, Irving out. Davis may need surgery for that ligament damage on his wrist. So it could be a long absence for Davis. Max Christie, who's been showing some flash of late, he's doubtful. Williams and P.J. Washington are questionable. Knicks and Kings, Shamet's only out for New York. For the Kings, it's Murray, Sabonis, and Schroeder out for Sacramento. Washington and the Clippers, Whitmore, Young are still out. Young still out after the trade. I'd love to go to Washington so I can sit out. For the Clippers, no Bogdanovich, no Jones. They still can't trade Paul, I think, for a while. I think, or let him go yet based on rules. Leonard and Zubac are both questionable there.
It's tomorrow, Tony.
Tomorrow?
Yep. 15th. Right. Same thing for Kuminga over at Golden State.
Okay. There we go on. Start with Jorge.
Dallas, one thing to get out of them guys is they are playing hard. And regardless of their wins and losses, it's on the defensive side. Depending what we see, at a Denver, obviously they're losing a little bit of firepower. So I don't think we'll see as high a scoring game in there. I'll lean towards the under in this one.
Yeah, with Jorge, move on over to El Nino's.
Yeah, I'll give a slight lean to the Nuggets there to get the job done in that one. Yeah, still no Jokic, so, not going to go too crazy with it. But they've been decent without him, and I think they can get the job done in Dallas there. So I'll lay a couple points or the 1.5, whatever it is, with the Nuggets there. Knicks Kings, yeah, I like the Kings there. I think just getting a few too many points. I know it's been a terrible season, 13-30 straight up, but they are 9-11 against the spread at home, and yeah, the Knicks haven't traveled too well. Just 8-10 straight up, 4-14 against the spread on the road. So I'll take the points with the Kings in that one. And
Kings won their last 2 games straight up as big dogs too. So maybe
definitely got a lot of momentum rolling there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I suggest the money line, but I'll tell you what, I'm not really putting too much on the Knicks money line either. So yeah.
Hey, if you did that, if you put money line on the Kings the last 2 games, you got back whatever you lost all year on them.
That's right. Yeah, the Kings have woken up. They had a crazy shooting night against the Lakers in the 60s, I think it was. I mean, it just, boy.
They beat Houston too, right?
They beat Houston. Yeah, Houston's had a terrible road trip, right? They lost 2 in a row to Portland, which they did last year to start the season, if I'm not mistaken. And then they lost again. Yeah, and then they didn't cover against the Bulls yesterday in that big number. Yeah. Right? I should have been on that premium, man. I'm just kicking myself there. But anyway, yeah. One I like here is I agree with the Kings here. You got anything else, Ninos?
Yeah, I mean, a small play here on the Clippers to win both halves if you could do that. If not, again, I'm not going to lay these double digits with them, so it would be a small lean to the Wizards with the points, but not in love with that.
Well, Thank God the Clippers are playing well. I was plugging them at the beginning of the season, and they bounced back now, and they're looking extremely tough. All right,
so we have breaking news here with Davis here. No surgery after a second opinion, but he's going to be reevaluated in 6 weeks. So it's a very long absence here for which means Kyrie Irving will probably not come back from his injury. I would tell you that right now because he's been on the injury report. They haven't ruled him out for the year, but I just have to think that with this injury to Davis here, it's at least 6 weeks out, and then being reevaluated. That's at least a 2-month injury. That will put us into middle of March, late March. And there's only 2 weeks left of the NBA season. After that, I can just probably tell you we won't see probably Davis back again this season at all. There. So the one I like here, I agree with Sacramento here. The Knicks have not been a good road cover team this year. They have a losing road record. The Kings have covered 3 of 4 with spots of good shooting. New York over the past 2 weeks have shot just 45%, but the defense has gone south, allowing 49% shooting, 39% from 3. The Kings have defended the 3-point line well. They're playing some of the younger guys, those young legs coming in, because they are a very old roster with a lot of veterans there. But I'll look at the Kings there. I just don't trust that good. I just stay away from Clippers. But this Wizards team has looked horrible since the trade. I mean, they have just, like they said, they either win the game outright or they get smashed, and they've been getting smashed of late.
And the Clippers have smashed them the last 4 or 5 times they played bad.
I know.
Almost an average of 20 points a game. So, it's a different Clipper team. So, when you bet against them, regardless if they're laying points or not, now they're covering those numbers. So,
yeah, that's the thing. They're covering now. They woke up. I guess once you put them in, once the Harden was in a trade rumor, that got him going. When you start hearing the rumors.
And I think Leonard's knees finally getting better too, man. Some of those big operations, it takes more than a year. You got to remember, knees are knees, man. When you got reconstructive surgery on a knee, it's always a year and a half. Look at Murray down in Denver. That first year when he came back from his injury, true. I thought his career was over. I was like, dude, this is the guy that won the title. He sucks. I mean, he's not hanging in there at all, and now he's back to his normal self. Took him a year and a half.
Yeah, and he's been leading the team without Jokic in the lineup. They've been stealing games. We thought it'd be disaster, but no, they're holding their own without him in there. So that Nuggets team they're actually playing some of their bench guys. It's just contributing there from this Denver team. Suddenly found some depth on their bench with this Jokic injury, and of course Gordon being out as well didn't help them at all. Braun was been out, so they had their share of injuries, but they just seem to be holding the fort together here despite the injuries. All right, we'll continue here on Tony's Morning Show. Turn our attention over to college hoops for today. Like we usually do here during the week, we do 2 blocks in college basketball. We start with the early block. We'll cover the games at 6 Eastern, and we'll go all the way till 8:30 Eastern time. So that's where we'll stop the first block. So from 6 Eastern and at 8:30 Eastern in block 1. Some of the notable games here. We have in this first block of games. Iowa, Purdue. Purdue's going to be laying 10, total 144. Butler, Xavier. Butler, a 1.5-point road favorite in that game. Auburn, Missouri looks to be about a pick 'em there. What else do we have? Kentucky, LSU. LSU here at home, a home dog, getting 4.5 in that one. What else do we have in this first block? Looks like that will be the first block of games. Actually, a good one here, Mountain West, San Diego State and Wyoming. The Aztecs 1.5 on the road from an opener of 1. Totals come down from 150 to 148. So that's a pretty good one from the Mountain West tonight. Here and the 8:30 game, we got UCLA, Penn State. UCLA 3.5 on the road. Illinois Northwestern also in this block. North Illinois laying 8.5, 9 in this one. Utah, Texas Tech. Texas Tech 17.5 and North Carolina laying 3 on the road here against Stanford. We'll start with Jorge.
I don't know what's so exciting about San Diego State or Wyoming.
Oh,
that's worse than my cough.
Oh,
But under, anyways. I mean, it's a very boring type game. But no, Wyoming's actually pretty tough at home, and San Diego State is down. Home Mountain West Conference actually has been somewhat competitive. No one, well, you had outside of Utah State. I don't know what the hell it is with Utah State. It's in Logan, Utah, for one. It's like the redheaded stepchild, BYU, Utah. Every year, it doesn't matter who they bring in as a coach. They just come in and kick everybody's ass. And then that coach moves on to another team. They're dominant, blowing everyone out. Watch there. But again, San Diego State, Wyoming, that's going to be a defensive battle. I see that one sliding to the under. And you know me, I'm going back to the small board, Tony. It's it's what I made a name for myself back in the day. Start us line on the radio. I was all over the added board, betting teams like Santa Clara with Nash and Davidson with a guy named Curry. They upset Duke. So going back to the added board a little bit, we are seeing some good players there, and definitely look forward to some of those games and posting them.
That's right. Or Xavier when they were a mid-major. I like Xavier back then. They were always a cover machine back in the 8-10. I used to love that 8-10. I still like the 8-10, but the 8-10 has some really good teams in there. We move on over first block of one over to El Nidos.
Yeah, speaking of Xavier, took a look at this total here. Xavier coming in at 11-6 to the over, and Butler 8-7-1 the under. But we got two teams that play at a pretty fast pace here, and 6 of the last 10 meetings have gone over the total. So I'll take another higher scoring game there, including that last meeting, which was a really high scoring one. So I'll take the over there. Excuse me. I like Wolford at home there over Chattanooga. 6-1 at home. Chattanooga just 2-6 on the road. So I'll lay the few points there with Wolford. Laying a few more points here with East Tennessee State. So wouldn't want to go too much more than what this number is at now. And again, they haven't been great on the road either. Just 2-4 on the road. But I think this is a spot where they should improve that record. So I'll lay the points with East Tennessee State there. Another pretty big road favorite here. I mean, at least by my standards, big. Laying 7.5. I'm seeing Iona there over Ryder. Ryder just having a terrible season. 1-14 overall, 1-5 at home. Iona not too bad on the road, 4-3. So I laid there with Iona. I'll go with Fairfield over Manhattan. Another big home court advantage there. 6-2 at home. Manhattan just 1-7 on the road. So I'll lay the points with Fairfield at home. And another total I quickly looked at was Colorado and Cincinnati. I like the under in this one. Cincinnati, a pretty solid defense, and 13-3 the under. I know Colorado 9-7 the over, but hard to get past that 13-3 the under there. Obviously, yes, we'll regress a little bit that number, but I think we see a lower scoring one in this one. And I liked Tulsa over Charlotte there too. I think this number's climbed a little bit, yeah, but I still like Tulsa laying a few points there on the road over Charlotte, and I think that does it for me there. Oh yeah, you said what's the cutoff for this? 8:30.
3 last games at 8:30. Yeah.
Yeah. So Illinois again, laying maybe a few more points than I'd like to. So maybe Illinois in the first half there, just been the much better team. So I think they can get off to a good start at least. I'll lay the points with Illinois in the first half.
There from El Nidos. Yeah, I like the under in Kentucky LSU. LSU last in offensive efficiency. They're gonna have to slow the ball down and win on defense here because they defend pretty well here. Whole SEC teams at 33% from 3, 49% inside there. So I'll look at them in this spot. Kentucky.
That's what they get for spending all that. I'm sorry, Tony. That's what they get for spending all that money on that point guard. Ain't doing nothing.
Doing nothing over there, right?
Pay Thomas way too much money.
They paid him too much. Last in offensive efficiency in an 18-team league. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad.
Whoever Solo is out there. Yeah.
Defense, they're strong in the cloud. Wildcats have gone under in 6 of 9 with good defense and spot support shooting. Tigers have gone under in 6 of 8 because they can't shoot. Kentucky on the road, just 30% from 3. I'll go under in that one. I'll take the Aztecs on the road here against the Wyoming Cowboys. Aztecs cover 3 of 4, really good shooting. Cowboys missed the cover in 4 of 5, poor defense and shooting. Wyoming here has a loss at home against Grand Canyon by 12. San Jose State is undefeated in the conference this year, although road wins have been against San Jose State and a Nevada team that's about average in conference here. North Carolina just has a big size advantage over Stanford. I'll take North Carolina on the road here. I don't think the road is going to bother them here to cover this number against Stanford. Stanford lost to Notre Dame of all teams at home. I mean, that's I just can't trust them at all in this one. Tar Heels did win in the non-conference in Kentucky. Stanford also dropped games in the non-conference here at home against Seattle and Ore's UNLV Rebels. Of all teams, they lost 2 at home. So I got to take North Carolina in that spot. All right, let's continue here on Tony's Morning Show. Continuing college hoops, we'll close it out with the games at 9 Eastern, all the way down to your last one at 11 Eastern with TCU BYU. Just some of the notable games here in this block. We'll feature here Virginia Tech, SMU laying 7.5. I jumped ahead on the North Carolina game. That's a 9 Eastern game. Sorry about that. Utah, Texas Tech. Vandy in Texas is another one. Vandy laying 5 on the road, 5.5 on the road in Texas. We'll see what happens there. Let's see. Michigan, Washington. Michigan laying 12.5 on the road at Washington. Washington beat Ohio State last time out as a dog. Battle of Arizona. Look at this. Arizona State to Arizona. Arizona 22 at home against a rival. Duke goes into Cal. Duke laying 12.5. TCU, BYU, your late night game. BYU laying 12. We start with Jorge. Any of these games in this block, I just highlight the name brand games here at 9 Eastern all the way to the last one at 11 Eastern.
Yeah, up to a slight lean on Texas versus Vanderbilt. I think there's not going to be much slowdown in that one. Both of them are going to push the ball up the court, Texas especially. So take the over on that one.
And there we go from Jorge. Move on right on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, that was actually the only game I kind of looked at in this slot as well. But I look at the side here. I'll lay the points with Vandy here. They're rolling, right? 16-0. Again, Texas does like to go after the rebounds and especially those offensive rebounds. So can't give them too many second chances if you want to cover this number, but I'll lay it with Vandy in this one.
We saw it all go away yesterday, right? Iowa State. So see what happens here. All right. I'm going to break the tie. I like Texas here in this spot. I like the way they looked against Alabama. They look to me like they're on the way back here. They have shot well Longhorns over the past month, hit 47%, allowing just 43% shooting, 32% from 3. Vandy doesn't do a lot wrong. They do a lot right here. But the issues they have here is in the conference is what else? They don't do a whole lot wrong. There's very little to say here about that. But, yeah, they have struggled on the glass in conference, but also struggled from 3 in conference, hitting just about 33% from 3. And they don't force turnovers defensively in the conference, allow 56% shooting inside. There are enough warts here to take Texas here in this spot, who sits 3rd in offensive efficiency and look good in that Alabama game. I'll take them in this spot. Too many points here with this Utah State team. I know Utah State has been hammering teams. I'll give you Nevada plus the 13. But when you look at the Aggies' opponents in the Mountain West, it's been all the drag teams at the bottom. That's the problem. Utah State home wins in conference against Colorado State, San Jose State, and they're Nevada 4-1 in conference play. Road wins at Colorado and Fresno State there, but Utah State's played. There's a lot of teams in the Mountain West that have been really disappointing, like Fresno State, San Jose State. We expected more from them. Colorado State's had some bad losses, so we'll see what happens there. But I think it's too many points. I know I make fun of Nevada and the head coach there, but dang it, it's gone up to 14 now. Jesus Christ!
They're winning their average game by 20 points. It's not just the Mountain West Conference, man.
But look at the teams they're playing, though. Who have they played?
But they're beating them by 20. Who cares?
Yeah, but Nevada is
Miami, Ohio. Probably going to go undefeated.
Maybe in that. Well, yeah, playing MAC now. All they got left are MAC teams, right?
Right.
But let's see what Utah. Because I looked at Utah State. I was almost going to take their side, but then I started looking at.
Tony, you look at strength of schedule. Nevada's 89.6 on site I'm using, and Utah's 85.2.
In Mountain West, I'm looking at Mountain
for the whole year.
I know for the whole year, but I'm just saying in Mountain West play, who they've beaten in Mountain West play. Let's see, where's this game at here? I thought it was 10 East. Here we go. Let's see, Utah State
in front of you.
I'm just looking at Mountain West here. Utah State is beaten. Oh yeah, they beaten Colorado State, Fresno State, San Jose State. Air Force is the other bad team in conference. They've beaten Air Force. They pounded Boise State. This is the toughest.
What's the average? 100 to 58, 72.
Oh yeah. They're winning. They're winning by double digits almost every game. But again, look who they beat. These are the bottom teams of the conference. Colorado State, Fresno State, San Jose State. Air Force is bad. They beat Air Force 99-62. I know they beat Boise 9-3. This is a challenge. Nevada is not going to be a lay down here.
No, I agree.
That's why I'm saying 14 is a little too much with them. Because that was that comment. And also, Boise State is 82nd in Pom-Pom. Nevada 77th. So there may be maybe a difference there, but I don't know. I don't want to give Alford that many points. I know we make fun of him, but
he's a good coach. He seems to play physical. Yeah, if there's no whistles being blown in a game, Nevada can beat anybody.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with Nevada, and the thing is that moved up from 12.5 to 14. That's a big movement here. And you're talking about a Nevada team that's second in the Mountain. We're just looking at Mountain West numbers, 4-1 in conference. They lost at home to San Jose State by 5, which is, not the San Jose State, one of the top teams there in conference play. Second in offensive efficiency, 38% from 3, 79% at the line. Defense is not their best. They're not very good defensive. 7th in offensive and defensive efficiency in the conference. But they're number 1 in securing the basketball in conference play. They don't turn it over. There's some discipline there in 5 games there. So I kind of like this Nevada team here to cover the spread, not win the game. Of course, if they can shoot 38% from 3, they can give them a shot. That's their Mountain West average in 5 Mountain West games.
And Tony, to your point, Utah State might be a little bit overvalued. Most of their big double-digit games they've won but not covered. Weber State they didn't cover. They didn't cover against Montana State -17. What was another big one? 15 points. Fresno State they didn't cover. Didn't cover San Jose State 23, but they did cover against Air Force. So yeah, probably taking the points.
Yeah, 2-3 to the spread this year at home as a double-digit favorite is Utah State team. So I think people are looking at the win margins, but again, this Nevada team, I'm not going to say they're probably a 5 seed in the Mountain West tournament. They're not the bottom dweller there, but I'll look at Nevada in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Before we get to hockey, we'll see what Jorge has for sale over at Tony's Fix. Let's see what he's got rolling today. Head into a big week of action here with a lot of hoops as we're getting closer and closer here to March. We're right in the middle of January all of a sudden. 2 months of regular season play, college hoops. A lot of football on the weekend. Of course, we got the Saturday, Sunday NFL. The Monday college football national championship game is coming up. Jorge had a really good year in college football here as well. So, Jorge, what do you got for sale today over at Tony's Fix?
It's got my best bet going in the early games in college basketball so far. Going to put out the Golden Knights. Golden Knights are back to -116 against your guys' Kings. They can't score, and the Golden Knights offense is come alive a little bit. So I'll throw that one up there as a free play.
That's right, guys. Again, I'm with Jorge over at Tony's Fix. You see the results here from Jorge based on $100 unit wager size. Locked in with the best bet from college basketball today from Jorge. Profit guarantee. Remember, all of our one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must earn a profit amount purchased is credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guaranteed. So get involved with Jorge over at Tony's Fix. Promo code TonyT. We'll knock off that 15% off. But why don't you get on 7-day sports pass with Jorge, especially with all this football coming up here. And, of course, all this hoops, college hoops. Jorge's bread and butter there, Vegas native, so he knows this college basketball very well as all the major sports up there. He'll dangle in with NHL in there as well. So get on board with Jorge over at Tony's Fix. Match him up with the 2-for-1 capper promotion, if you will. All right, Jorge, as always, great having you show. Continue your success, and we'll catch up with you later.
All right, guys, have a good day. Have a winning day.
You as well. Jorge here on the Tony Morning Show. All right, let's continue here on. We'll move on over to the NHL here with El Nino's here ready to roll. NHL coverage for today. Here, let's roll on here with the NHL. Let's see what El Nino's has got for today's NHL coverage. Let's play around with this book. Oh, this is the look we're going for here. All right, that's the one we like best now, I guess. If that is the one, right? Okay, here we go. Let's continue on. We'll look here at NHL here for today. It's a smallish card. We'll knock it in one block. Kraken and Devils. We've got the Devils here, $1.40, total of 6. Flyers and Sabres. Sabres, $1.41, total 6. Senators, Rangers. Senators, $1.15, total 6. Golden Knights and Kings. Knights, $1.13, total 5.5 over to El Nino's.
Yeah, pretty small card, but I think we got a couple good spots here. First up, I'll look at these Kraken. They've been playing some pretty good hockey, so I think all the value is on Seattle in that one. I'll take the Kraken money line there. Love the Sabres. Now they've dropped a couple, but had been playing great before that, and I think should be a pretty good bounce back spot here at home. Now, easy to look at the Phillies and say, oh, they've lost 3 in a row, but it's been the first one came against the Maple Leafs that are starting to play against up to their potential. And then the next 2 were against the Lightning, which have been on fire. So kind of forgivable losses there for the Flyers, who had been playing some pretty good hockey before that. Should be a good matchup, but I'm going to side with the home team there and take the Sabres. And yeah, the Rangers. It's been a rough little stretch here for New York, but they can't turn it around here, then I'd maybe start hitting the panic button. Should be a pretty good spot for them to turn things around with the home ice and rest advantage there. So I'll take a small lean to the Rangers in that one. And well, Jorge told you what he liked in that late one, but I'll not much of a pick. It's a tough one. I went a lot of back and forth on this one, but I'll be rooting for my Kings. All I'm going to say about that
one. There you go from Al Ninos. All right, we got you through our hockey. Now it's time for our parlay purple segment, where Cappers give it a parlay, team player prop, game of the future. They make the call here. We start here with Al.
All right, sorry, yeah. Let's take a look at this one. I know we disagreed on it, but I'll stick to my Cavs there. I'll go with the points with the Kings, and I'll take the Bulls to wrap it up.
There you go from Al Ninos. Yeah, I'll take Texas Longhorns plus the points with the Bulls. It's now up to 3.5 now on the Bulls. So we've seen that line move up from 2.5 to 3.5 as the show has gone on. Give me that King Sacramento here plus 11. 10.5s are popping up, guys. So you better jump up on that. All right, we got you through our parlay purple segment. Now it's time to see what our Cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a big week of action that we talked about, because the Al Ninos has been red hot. Top of our leaderboard for 2026, 975 units of profit for the year for Al Ninos over at Tony's Picks. That's all documented. That is based on a $100 unit wager size. Over what do you have for sale today, Al, over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, just trying to bounce back in the NBA. As I mentioned earlier, I dropped one there last night, so found another spot I like there. So that's my favorite play today. If you want to just scoop that up or grab one of those long-term 2-for-1 capper passes, pair them up with your favorite capper. Could be some steam action today. As I said, kind of like these spots in the NHL here. A couple other games I like in the NBA, so might see some more plays pop up today. So yeah, check out one of those long-term 2-for-1 capper passes.
That's right, guys. Getting both Al Ninos over at Tony Six. LU play up there for you right now. Profit guarantee play from Al. Long-term subscription is the way to go. You guys like that 7-day pass this early here in the week. Then that's going to catch you all the football, right? We got the NFL Saturday, Sunday, the national championship game from college on Monday. So that 7-day pass is the way to go. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save you that 50% off. You can match Al Ninos with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Just select Al with your favorite capper here, and you'll be ready to roll here with 2-for-1. So get on board here at Tony's Picks. Promo code TonyT. Save you that 15% off and match them up right there if you would. All right, there with Al Ninos right now. All right, guys, over on the site today, I have a best bet on the board. Also a 3-pack. I bundled my best bet with the 3-pack today. So don't buy them both. Buy one or the other. Got hoops ready to roll here for this Wednesday card. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks. Promo code TonyT. Saving you that 15% off. All right, guys, with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It is the Tony Picks Morning Show, guys. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Hit set notifications so you guys are live with us, so you get the plays in real time when you do that. And of course, head on over to our YouTube channel where we have a lot of great content up there right now. And just hit on Tony's Picks here on the YouTube. Find our channel. And you're going to find 4 live shows over our channel right now, over on Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Up there, hit the Tony's Picks. Make sure you hit that subscribe and, of course, set notifications so you're notified when we go live. We've got our this is the way you want to navigate. We have a lot of content here. We do a lot of uploads. So you want to make sure you go to the homepage. Easy way to find our content that way. And you'll find my compilation videos. We've got college and NBA up out there for you right now. Chris has got his hit list up there for you. NHL hit list is up on the channel. That's ready to roll for you right now. We have playlists with NFL and college football filling in those games for you. Also, NBA playlist up there, filling that up for you guys right now as we speak. College basketball. Ramon has the Night Move show, as you can see here, ready to go with college hoops. He's got a lot of college basketball today. 1, 2. We got TCU game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What else does he have here? He's got 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plays from college hoops from Ramon, going in hard today on this card. So check out these on-demand videos from Ramon. NHL, he's got the full board covered on there as well. Fights from Alessandro, the videos, the shorts. A lot of great content here on the Tony's Morning Show, guys, a YouTube channel. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. Hit the live tab for our live shows up here. Got the morning show. We got the night moves. Ramon here at 3 a.m. Eastern time. Look ahead show as well. Daily Dangle with Rod, happy hour. Whew, lots of great content on the channel, guys. So make sure you check it out here on the Tony Speaks YouTube channel. Of course, Al, you do some on-demand content, but we see a lot of your content here as well on the channel. Usually here on the morning show, been a fixture on the morning shows, and we also see you on these reels as well.
Yeah, mostly morning shows, as you mentioned lately. But again, keep an eye out for those doggy videos. Could pop back up any day. And meantime, just keep checking out all that other great content over at Tony Speaks YouTube channel.
That's right, guys. So check us out over on the YouTube channel. A lot of great content here, here on our live channels, on our shorts as well. We have a lot of content that we produce for you guys, and hit that. Make sure you check it out. And also to make note here that if you're on a podcast, all of our playlists are on podcasts. If you just type Tony's Picks there in your favorite podcast, you'll be able to listen to all of our shows there all in one. Everything is uploaded once. If you have a favorite playlist, type in your favorite playlist into the podcast and you'll get just that playlist. So your choice, but we get a lot of listens on these podcasts. I mean, the numbers are huge there. So I know some of you guys like that. But again, our playlist, if you want just the playlist, or again, everything is uploaded. You'll listen to the latest upload when you have the podcast Tony's Picks on your favorite podcast provider up there. The first ones there will be the latest uploads. So just to make note of that, you do have the option just to put in your favorite playlist if you want to do that. So check it out, Tony's Picks YouTube channel and on podcast as well. All right, guys, with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Tony's Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Appreciate everybody's contributions in the chat with your picks. And, of course, Bo coming in here with Seattle. Our man Mandigo like the Kraken Fire Senators Knights today in the NHL. And, of course, not in that Rangers don't know the holy pokey. Right? Don't think they're going to turn it around. Looking to fade the Cavs here. Let's go. Absolutely. Yeah, the Cavs have not produced. Maybe after the All-Star break is when their on switch goes on, because right now it's the off switch the entire regular season. We've seen the off switch on for this Cavs team. Bo's there from Mandigo as well. Thanks to Cal Dog for joining us on the show today. Good morning to you as well. There to Andrew in the chat. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Al Ninos, any closing thoughts before we close it out?
Yeah, go Cavs, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. Enjoy the game. And best of luck to everyone.
Have a good one here. It's good luck to you as well. Bo, no way. Goodbye, guys. You guys make it 21. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Speaks Morning Show.